Hey everyone, welcome back to Car Future Wheels. If you're a fan of rugged design packed into compact proportions, you're going to want to hear about the 2026 Toyota Mini Land Cruiser. It brings a lot of the Land Cruiser heritage down to a more city-friendly size without losing its soul. I've spent time with it inside and out, driving it, poking at every detail, so buckle up. This is everything you need to know about the 2026 Mini Land Cruiser. You approach it and the front instantly catches your attention. The grille evokes the full-size Land Cruiser family with a bold horizontal bar pattern, deeply inset headlights on either side with LED daytime running lights slicing through like sharp eyebrows. The bumper is muscular skid plates exposed, giving you hints this thing wants to get dirty. The hood has subtle ridges, not overdone, but enough to suggest that under the skin there's serious capability. The fenders flare out slightly, giving a squared, purposeful look, while the front fascia balances toughness with elegance. No chrome overload, just the right mix of matte black and body color, plus a touch of gloss around the grille for flair. Moving around to the side, proportions feel just right. It's shorter, narrower than a full Land Cruiser, but the upright stance gives presence. Black roof rails sit ready for adventure gear, while the roof itself might be slightly higher than many of its competitors, lending better headroom and a sense of taller stature. The window line is fairly straight, with a slight upward kick at the rear quarter. Mirrors are chunky, built to withstand off-road usage, and the doors have squared-off edges so when you open them you sense robustness. The wheel arches are prominent and house what Toyota calls all-terrain tires wrapped around wheels that look durably nothing delicate or overly fancy. Side steps optional, but they're the real deal. A metal, sturdy, finished to resist scuffs. There's also a small vent detail just behind the front wheels, mainly styling but adding a sense of movement and function. From the back, you get more familiar Land Cruiser cues, a tailgate that feels solid-hinged, perhaps even side-opening depending on the market, a spare tire either mounted underneath or on a swing-out carrier, depending on trim. The rear lights are wide, sharp LED strips that connect visually with the tailgate, giving it extra width and appearance. There's a rear bumper that matches the front in ruggedness, firm edges, skid plate protection, maybe even cutouts for exhaust tips or just decorative. The rear window is large and gives a good view, and on higher trims you'll see a small spoiler over top with integrated brake light. Little touches like a high-mounted rear wiper, parking sensors, maybe even a rear camera setup that's been cleaned up so visibility isn't compromised during mud or snow. Step inside. Toyota has managed to mix rugged with premium in thoughtful ways. You settle into seats that are comfortable, supportive, with bolstering to hold you in place whether you're navigating city traffic or winding off-road trails. Materials feel durable, heavy-duty plastics in places likely to get touched or scuffed, soft touch where your hands race the dashboard, armrests, door inserts, stitching that looks hand-done in some trims. The driver's cockpit is well organized, a digital display cluster showing essentials: speed, fuel, temperature, off-road metrics, angle, pitch, maybe banking. The center console has a touchscreen infotainment system, crisp resolution, logical layout, maybe wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto. Beneath that, physical buttons and knobs for climate control and off-road driving modes so you don't have to dig through menus. Storage is surprisingly generous, door pockets sized for water bottles, cubbies, maybe a little under console tray, cup holders that stay firm on bumpy roads. Rear seats are spacious for a vehicle of this size, legroom good, headroom plenty, the kind of thing that makes short car journeys easy for passengers. Rear climate vents optional or standard in higher trims. Cargo area practical, flat load floor, possibly adjustable height or sliding parcel shelf. Roofliner materials light and colored to make interior feel airy, and ambient lighting subtly placed so night drives don't strain your eyes. Under the hood on the performance front, Toyota offers a few powertrain options depending on region. One base choice might be a turbocharged 4-cylinder petrol engine giving brisk power, enough to handle urban acceleration and highway merging without feeling taxed. For eco-minded buyers there's possibly a hybrid option combining an electric motor plus petrol engine, improving fuel economy especially in stop-go traffic. All versions have decent torque, especially at lower RPMs, to tackle off-road situations or towing small loads. Drivetrain: full-time or part-time four-wheel drive, with selectable modes like snow, sand, mud, rock. Suspension setup strikes a balance: independent up front for comfort, solid or semi-solid axle in the rear for strength. Ride quality is comfortable over broken pavement, though when you push it into serious trail work you feel the firmness and articulate suspension doing its job. Steering is precise enough for daily driving and tight parking, but also offers feedback when you're negotiating tricky terrain. Braking strong and predictable. Optional driver aids like hill descent control, off-road cornering assist, and multi-terrain system. Fuel economy figures aren't going to set records in a hardcore off-road trim, but in hybrid or milder trim levels it's much better than you'd expect from something with this capability. Talking prices: Toyota seems to be positioning this mini Land Cruiser as premium compact SUV territory. In base form, expect a sticker that sits above average compacts but below full-on luxury SUVs. Depending on the market, the entry-level petrol version might start with modest optional extras, while higher trims with hybrid, all-wheel drive, off-road package, premium interior finishes, safety and driver assist kits push the price significantly. In some regions the base could be affordable to those wanting Land Cruiser DNA without full-cost add-ons push it into serious money, especially with tech or luxury packs. Optional accessories like tow hooks, roof racks, better lighting, skid plates, leather upholstery and upgraded infotainment also add up. Maintenance and running costs will be in line with Toyota's reputation: generally reliable, parts availability good, resale value likely strong. Buyers should watch out for added costs like destination, tax, import differences depending on country. These can shift the actual price quite a bit. After spending time in the mini Land Cruiser, what stands out are its authenticity and capability compacted into a smaller package. Toyota has clearly aimed to give you the look, feel and rugged DNA of a Land Cruiser without the bulk and fuel costs. For everyday driving it handles crisply, comfortably. For adventure, it's ready with ground clearance, drivetrain systems, robust build. It's not perfect: big wheels and off-road tires can make highway ride a bit noisy, and some trim levels feel pricey when options are added, but the trade-offs are expected given what you get. If you're someone who wants the Land Cruiser badge and capability, but can't maneuver or afford the full-size version, this mini Land Cruiser represents a sweet spot. For city dwellers who occasionally head off the beaten path, it delivers. For families wanting durability plus tech, this checks many boxes. If you're in the market for capability, style, and a piece of legacy in compact form, this is worth putting on your short list. Thanks for tuning into Car Future Wheels. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe if you enjoyed this review. Let me know in the comments, what trim would you pick, and where would you drive yours first? Stay driven, stay curious, see you next time.